So in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 3 flows that you need within your actual Klaviyo account. In the last video, I covered the welcome series, I covered the browse abandonment and the site abandonment, as we saw here. And in this video, I'm going to be covering the next 3. Now, these 3 you actually really need. These are like extremely crucial, just like the first 3 that we covered. These ones are going to be probably the most important, and I kind of am using that lightly because at the end of the day, all of these are important, and you need all these within your actual account. And in this video, I'm going to be going over why you guys need these and essentially building out the cart abandonment flow, the checkout flow, and the post-purchase flow, and giving my insights on how I would actually create them, as well as just what we'd actually put within these actual emails. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Stick around, and yeah. So before we jump into how to build these out, we need to understand where these people actually are. So in the cart abandonment, we have people who have added to cart and they actually abandoned their cart. So they went to our website, let's just say Gymshark right here, and they clicked on one of our products, and then they hit add to bag. Now, what this does is that obviously if you select your size, add to bag, what it's doing right now is we're basically queuing the metric of add to cart. Now, as soon as somebody actually, exits this, like hits the X button right here, we want to send them an add to cart, reminder. And obviously we don't want to send it to immediately, but we want to send a reminder so they can actually come back to their cart. This is very different from the abandoned checkout. So if we go to checkout, you'll see like the shipping info and all this other, credit card stuff. With this one, all they're doing is just adding to cart and exiting. So these people are different from the people who go down here. They're a lot colder than the people who are here. So for these people, we're talking about shipping in the emails. We're talking about different offers that we run. So for example, I think Gymshark has like a free shipping over X amount. That's what we're putting within these actual emails. We're putting testimonials in these emails, and we really are only marketing to these people. So we don't want the people who are in the browse abandonment or checkout abandonment or any of these. We want them to just be people who go to their site and go ahead and add to cart, and they don't actually, come back. Now, the next one is the abandoned checkout. Why do you need an abandoned checkout? You need an abandoned checkout because these are basically the same people who are abandoning cart, but these are people who are a lot warmer. So if we go to checkout right here in Gymshark, you'll see the shipping info that we talked about just recently. As you see right here, this is just where people will actually, check out their items. And if they exit this, we want to send them an abandoned checkout email. And we want to basically talk about very similar content within these actual emails to the same content as the abandoned cart. But we really want to kind of emphasize urgency in these actual emails, because these are people who are literally right about to make a purchase, and we need to get to the bottom of why they actually left. Maybe they got distracted, maybe the price was too high, maybe they got scared off because of shipping. These are all objections that we're going to put within these actual emails. And these are just for people who abandon checkout. These aren't for people who are in the cart. These aren't people for browse abandonment. These are for people just if they abandon checkout, and we're just going to target these people. Post-purchase, this is obviously when somebody actually makes a purchase and they finally continue the shipping, they place their order. This is where we actually want them to be. This is the purpose of every single one of these flows. The thing to remember is that just because they're all going through these actual flows doesn't mean they're going to get every single one of these. We want people to convert ideally right here at the welcome series. But we have these flows to basically target people who are in different stages of the customer journey. So for this post-purchase, we're targeting people who have placed their order, and now that we have this opportunity to go ahead and upsell them different products. Maybe they like one of our shirts, we upsell them some leggings. If they like our tank tops, we'll upsell them like hats. That's what we're doing in this post-purchase email, and we're thanking them for their support. We're thanking them, and we're hedging against buyer's remorse, because a lot of people will go ahead and make a purchase, a big purchase, and they'll feel regret. So we want to basically hit all those objections and all these different areas within the actual post-purchase emails. And we're also excluding people who have canceled their order as well since starting this flow. So now you know kind of where these people are actually within the actual ecosystem. We know where they are, why we actually need these flows. Now we're going to actually go ahead and build these out. All right, so before we build out our abandoned cart, we need to understand, that we need to have a snippet to go ahead and, tag them as like, an add to cart event. So this is an article by Klaviyo. It basically walks us through how to add a snippet. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because every single e-commerce brand is different. And this essentially will tell you where you guys should actually add your actual code. And I made a video about this on how to actually add this code, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. But what I will say is when you actually go ahead and add your snippet to your Klaviyo account, to your website, I would recommend this snippet right here, because usually within our actual accounts, the snippet 3 with the class name is usually the easiest to add, and it's one that's never really given us any trouble. There's other snippets here if it doesn't work for you, but this one right here has the highest success rate, so we go ahead and just use this one. Now, in a nutshell, you basically take this and obviously go through this entire thing. But you're going to take this, you're going to add it to your actual theme.liquid within your actual Shopify account. And when you actually add that, you'll basically go to your your add to bag right here, and you'll basically hit this inspect element. And what we're looking for here is this actual this button right here. So as you see right here, you'll go to this, and as you can see, the class equals button underscore success dash overlay. Now this is going to look different for every single account, right? And it's very important that you actually look at which area of this actual button is the true class name. And that's kind of where the testing is going to come from when we go ahead and see whether our events are actually propagating within Klaviyo, right? So this is going to look very different for every single account. But as soon as you have this metric in place, you're going to go ahead and be able to build out an abandoned cart. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So stay tuned, and we're going to get right into it. So we're going to hit create flow, and we're going to hit create from scratch. We're going to title this abandoned cart. Now, when we build this out, you're going to want to go to your metrics, right? And you're going to hit API, and then you're going to hit add to cart. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to basically create our profile filters to basically go ahead and make sure these people are only people who have abandoned their cart. Not people who browsed and left, not people who went to checkout, not people who placed their order. We want people who went ahead and they actually are going to make a purchase, right, with their actual within this actual flow. So how this is going to look is you're going to want to exclude people who are going through the lower stages of the actual flow. So how this is going to look is if we can go over here to our little cheat sheet right here, you'll see that people will enter this flow when they add to cart. They checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, and they placed order 0 times since starting this flow, and they added to cart 0 times since starting this flow. What this is doing is we're targeting people who will simply add it to cart and they never actually went further down the customer journey. So these are for people who just simply add to cart. The reason why we have this added to cart 0 times since starting this flow is because we want to target people who have just added to cart and they've only added to cart once and they haven't added to cart again. The reason why we're doing this is because if we don't put this in place, then the people who add to cart and they add to cart again, they add to cart again, they add to cart again, you can imagine that the people will just keep on re-entering into this flow. And we tested this out before, where the people who they added to cart multiple times, they've received the same email over and over and over again. You can imagine if it's a 2-hour wait, if people are adding to cart several times within across the day that they're shopping, they're going to receive multiple add to cart emails. And we did this before, and they were just getting spammed. But it was a test, so we didn't actually spam people. But that's exactly why we have this in place. So how we're going to build this out, we're going to go to profile filters. We're going to go to cart, add its cart 0 times. And you're just going to go down the whole entire funnel. All right, so adds cart 0 times since starting this flow. Checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, and placed order 0 times since starting this flow. So we go ahead and hit save. It's going to prompt us to confirm and save. And that's essentially how you set up your triggers and your profile filters for your actual abandoned cart flow. So now that you have that in place, we're going to go ahead and drag in our time delay. We're going to make sure that we just have it basic. The reason why I'm not a fan of specific time of day is because usually when people do these events, it's going to track the same amount of time. Like for example, if I add to cart now, within my actual if I add to cart now, like at 10:05 a.m. If I have a time delay here for 2 days, 2 days later at 10:05 a.m. is when I'm going to receive this actual email. So usually people are they're adding to cart when they're actually available. So we want to send them emails when they're actually available. So we're going to go ahead and drag our email over, and all we're really doing within these actual emails, if we go back here, is where we want to hit people with social proof. We want to hit people with different types of offers that we already have in place. So we need to think about what people are thinking about when they're actually browsing and they add to cart and they add to cart again. Maybe they're shopping for this, maybe they're shopping for that. We need to basically address why somebody would actually add to cart and just leave our website. We need to understand what they're thinking, what they're considering, maybe different objections that's going on within their head, any concerns about shipping. All these things are things we're considering within our actual emails. So within email 1, we could talk about different, shipping things that we cover, free shipping over X amount, different testimonials that we have. All we're really doing is trying to basically get in the heads of our customer and sending them emails that are tailored to their specific common objection and things like that. So within email 1, we're just going to go ahead and remove smart sending. The reason why we remove smart sending is because we want to make sure that people are getting this email and they're not being skipped. because these are for people who are very, very warm. We really see that they're interested in our products and are actually on the way to actually making a purchase. But the thing is, we want to make sure that they're getting this email and reminding them to come back to their cart. So we send this off, and smart sending off, and we hit save. And then we go ahead and select the template. So I went ahead and chose a template, and this is basically how it would look. It's a split. Now the cart is very different than the event and checkout. So the events are going to be a little different, right? But it's a very similar process. Now this split is what it's telling us is these people who receive their abandoned cart, they're going to see the image that they browsed here in the actual email, and it's going to say the event name. So basically the name of the product that they're actually browsing, and the name of the product they added to the cart. And you can add the price as well. You can remove the price if you want to, and you can actually even remove the name. But this is basically how it looks. The split is essentially the image right here with this image selected with this event, right? The event.image URL. Now I cover this in another video, and you're going to see this as we build out the event and checkout. But since this is a dummy account, I can't show it here. It's just not going to show the event. But this is how we have it set up. Now, you'll link it to the actual event. So the event.url will be the event, which is the add to cart. So essentially that event is going to link to this product. And then obviously we have the text right here. This will be the text that shows the actual name of the product and the price, and that's selected text right here. So this is essentially how we set up the actual add to cart. So it shows the abandoned cart right here, and you're going to see a demonstration of that in the actual checkout. So this is how it looks, and we're going to go ahead and build out our checkout email flow. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. So now we're actually going to build out our abandoned checkout. Now this will actually be for people who go to checkout and they're actually at checkout and they leave checkout. So again, we're going off of this whole entire sequence of people entering our customer ecosystem. And the good thing about this checkout flow is that Klaviyo will basically go ahead and build this out for us. So if you type in cart, you'll get all these different different obviously event cart reminders, browser reminders. Let's just go ahead and choose this one. And as you can see, it calls it the abandoned cart, but we want the abandoned checkout. So we're just going to do that. And since this is a dummy account, I'm going to go into an actual account and show you guys how this would actually look and how it actually look for you guys. So as you can see here, we have the abandoned checkout. Now the profile filters that we have in place here are the checkout started 0 times since starting this flow and placed order 0 times since starting this flow. Now, again, what this is doing is it's allowing us to go ahead and, we're only hitting the people who are at checkout and they left checkout. So this is going to allow us to go ahead and, I don't know why things are not loading up here. Oh, here it is. It's allowing us to basically only hit this demographic of people. So, and as you can see right here, it's split based on value. So if you have a specific product that you, if you have a specific, AOV that you want to, set it to, you can actually do that with a trigger split. But just for the sake of this video, all you basically need is this, and you add your time delay, and you can add your emails wherever you actually need them. This trigger split's basically saying that those who have a value greater than 40 will go down this path, and those with a value that's not greater than 40 will go down this path. This is email 1 right here. And how we have it set up is Klaviyo will go ahead and put the actual metrics in place for you guys. So when you actually go ahead and build these out, you're going to see it already built out a template for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and hit this edit button right here and actually go ahead and see this actual flow. So this is how it looks. As you can see, it's just an image right here. It looks as though you left your seeds behind, and then we have this dynamic product right here. Now what this is going to do is going to propagate the product that you were actually checking out, but you didn't actually, check out. So it's going to go ahead and send this image for you right here, and you can go ahead and add like a CTA right here and a testimonial right here. And then if you hit preview and test, it's going to go ahead and show you a preview of how this would actually look. Now, as you can see also, we included this right here that allows us to display the name that we were actually browsing, that we were actually checking out. So this is the event right here, and you can just pull this straight from this preview right here. So you go ahead and find the name of the actual product, and then you go ahead and actually implant that in the actual copy. So as you see right here, event.extra.line items is different for every single account, but you just go ahead and copy that event and put it right here, and then you hit test, and it will just basically propagate that for you. And if it does it successfully, then you know that you did it right. So this is how we set up our actual abandoned carts and our abandoned checkouts. Now, this is an example of an abandoned checkout right here that we actually sent out. As you can see, it's it's very standard. We just want them to see their product, actually go to the actual checkout and complete their order. Some testimonials, some things about shipping, some things about cashback. We want them to have just a direct way to go ahead and complete their order and finish up. So this is an example of an abandoned cart. This is how we'd set it up. And yeah, it's very, very different for every single brand, but every single account can use the same exact strategy to go ahead and build this out and put it in place for your brand. So now we're actually going to go ahead and go to our next flow, which is the post-purchase. So now we're going to build out our post-purchase. Now the post-purchase is just like, our bin and checkout. It's already built out for us. So as you can see right here, it's called the customer thank you. And all it's really doing is just saying, hey, look, when somebody actually places an order, they're going to receive these, thank you emails. That's our post-purchase, and it's very, very simple. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how this looks for you guys and how you guys should set it up and what emails you should actually configure within your actual post-purchase flow. So by default, your post-purchase it'll just show up as this, but you won't have this canceled order 0 times since starting the flow. The reason why we want this in place is because we want to have people who go through this flow and receive these post-purchase emails. We want them to, not be people who canceled their order, like for very good reason. Like, we don't want to send to people who just didn't get their order at all, because that's what these emails are actually about. Now, this right here, you can ignore it. This is just what this account had, so we can just remove this. But this is the most simplest flow you will actually have. All you're really doing within this actual flow is just talking about, thank you for actually making a purchase. This is an example of what we sent. We can't thank you enough for choosing Largo and Farm. Not only are you supporting us, we're super excited to hear what you think of our products, more testimonials. And the second email, we're talking about, our cashback rewards program. So basically, since they just made a purchase, they earn points. And if they didn't, earn points, then they should actually, sign up for an account. And all we're doing is just talking about their shipping, different things that they should have earned, and obviously just thanking them for making a purchase with us. It's very easy to set up. What we like to do is split it based on cart, not on cart, but based on when they place an order and if it's their first time. So what this split right here is doing, when we pull it over here, is we put it so that it's somebody who has placed order equals 1 overall time. And if that's the case, then that means that these people are new. Now, for the people who haven't placed order equals 1 overall time, they're going to go ahead and receive, they're going to go to no path and receive these emails, because these are for people who are returning. So this is basically how it looks. It's the most simple flow. Don't overcomplicate it. Again, all we're doing as well is just removing smart sending here, and basically configuring it to whatever you guys want it to be. So you're just talking about being thankful, being grateful. If you guys have any FAQs, I'd recommend an FAQ email. But this is basically how we'd set this up. This is where you want your customers to be, right? You want them to go through this whole entire ecosystem and actually get to here. If we can get them at this stage or this stage, that's like amazing. But if we can get them here, that's also amazing. It's always just a matter of tracking where your customer is within the actual customer journey and actually getting them to this flow here. Because if they're in this flow, then that means we actually did something right. We actually, help them make a purchase, hopefully. So this is where we are, and this was the last flow that we have. This is basically the last flow that we needed to build out within our actual Klaviyo account. This is where we want to be. And yeah, that's pretty much to the end. So that was the end of the video. If you are a Shopify store and you want this to, be a reality for you guys, feel free to reach out. Our website's mvlbmedia.com. We write the emails, design the emails, and yeah, we just put this whole entire infrastructure in place for you guys. Feel free to reach out, and yeah, take care. Bye.